Alright guys, this is the second part of the safety key. In the last video I showed you how to do the angle in the top view using angle override and fill in some of the basic details. And now we're going to keep working on our object layer. So I'm going to click on line and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to draw a line straight up. And the reason I'm doing this is I need to offset this line back 0.75. That makes this little seat on the front. Obviously this doesn't touch. Now AutoCAD doesn't like it when you just draw two lines together. It's like Inventor in that way. So I'm going to teach you a new command. It's called extend. You just type in extend, enter. You pick a boundary. You right click and then you left click on what you want to extend. It's basically the opposite of trim. So now I have most of my front view here done. It just needs to be cleaned up and trimmed out. So let's work on that. Trim. I'm going to click this line as a boundary. And I'm going to get rid of this part here because that's a little seat. And let's right click, repeat trim. Click these two lines and we want to get rid of that. Right click, repeat trim. We're going to get rid of this right here. Right click, repeat trim. And just get rid of all of that. Repeat trim again. Get this thing that's hanging off the bottom. And right click, repeat trim. Let's get rid of this piece here. And now I've got pretty much what looks like the front view. This can be deleted. And we're going to trim this section away here too. Oops. Right click, repeat trim. Pick these as your boundaries. Right click, left click what you want to get rid of. So aside from the hidden lines, my front view is done. Now my side view, I need to actually project to this line and then down. This is a 45-degree projection angle, and you can use this to project from the top view to the side view. So let's work on that. I'm just going to come all the way across, repeat line. Notice I'm drawing through it. It really doesn't matter. Repeat line, then come up here, bring them down. Enter, repeat line. One of these days I'll do a drawing for you without narration and you'll see how fast it goes. Enter, repeat line. Okay, and now this part here needs to be cleaned up. You can see that I have these two L's. Okay, and we need those. You know what? I think I deleted this line up here. I did by accident. So we're going to put that guy back. Okay, because we need him too. He's got to come down this way too. Okay, and then get the other side. Oops, midpoint snap wants to be a midpoint snap, and we don't want it to be a midpoint snap. There you go. So you can see there are these two L features here, and then the box that goes around them. So let's work on trimming those out. I'm going to select these two as my boundaries, and I'm going to get rid of all the stuff sticking out to start. And then up here is a boundary. Okay, and now it's looking more manageable. This is the point, but the point is only on that very bottom part. Okay, now you see the two L's. They're foreshortened in this view because it's looking at it funny. So we're going to repeat trim. We're going to pick these guys as boundaries, right click, get rid of those pieces, enter, right click, repeat trim, pick this as a boundary, right click, and get rid of these. And now this part of the front view is done. The only part we have to worry about are the little cutout pieces in the back. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete all of this junk right here, because we don't need it. And I'm going to trim this thing that's sticking out because it's driving me crazy. Alright, let's work up here now. To create the back part of the top view, it tells me that the little seat in the middle is 1 inch wide, and that the distance from here to the smaller part of the L is 1/2 inch. So I'm going to offset 1/2 inch, 0.5. Click. Same thing over here. Okay. And now I'm going to offset 11/16, 0.6875. Okay. And now coming in from the back, the little notch is 3/8, so we're going to offset 0.375. Now look there. Do you see the L? Okay, we're going to trim. And I want to get rid of this piece of this line. So there we go. You see the L is forming. Right click, repeat trim. Pick this guy, pick that guy. There we go. And then we need to repeat trim. We're going to get rid of this. And we're going to get rid of that. Okay. Right click, repeat trim. We're going to use this as a boundary and that as a boundary, and we're going to cut out this little back piece because see, it looks like a rocket ship there in the back. Right click, repeat trim. We're going to get rid of this line here. And then this guy, once again, repeat trim. So now, in order to get this down to this view, we need to project. And since I deleted that line earlier, I'm just going to put my construction lines back on. I'm going to click on Object, and I'm just going to draw that line again in this box. Turn construction lines back off. I deleted it earlier because it was getting like way too busy up there. And now we're going to project these guys down. Because you guys know wherever there's a corner in one view, you're going to have a line in another. Okay. So that is where the little seat goes, and we know the depth of the seat is 3/8, so I'm going to offset 0.375, bring this guy down, and then start trimming. Trimming, type in trim. I want to get rid of this part, so I'm going to pick this and that. Right click, there you go. Repeat trim. This is a boundary, that is a boundary. Right click, get these guys, enter, and then we just need to get rid of these things. So right click, repeat trim, click here, right click, get rid of the parts you don't want. Okay. And then we need to repeat trim one more time. Pick those as your boundaries and pick that. So now we've got the object lines in the side view. I'm going to delete these because I don't need them, but I am going to leave the projection line because I need to bring down these corners that I know I can't see, which means they're going to be, wait for it, hidden lines. So change to your hidden layer, pick line, bring it across, right click, enter, repeat line, bring it across, right click, enter. Now watch this. Notice that this hidden line wants to draw on top of this object line. When you have that situation, you only draw the object line. So I'm going to draw the hidden line down to this corner, right click, enter, and we can assume that it goes down behind there to make the slot, but you only draw the object line because object lines are way more important. Okay, so there are your hidden lines in the top view aside from the circle, the side view aside from the circle, which we can go ahead and do right now. So I'm going to project it over, and remember to make sure quadrant snap is on because diamonds are a girl's best friend when she's projecting circles in AutoCAD. Okay, and we're going to trim. So I'm going to use this as a boundary and that as a boundary. Right click, get rid of all that junk, enter, repeat trim, click these guys, right click, click your hiddens. Alright, make sure you don't draw the circle going through the entire thing because it only goes through this part of the rocket, it doesn't go through the back part. Okay, so let's do hidden lines in the top view. Once again, get your quadrants, go straight up. Get your quadrants, go straight up. And we're going to project this corner down because wherever you have a corner in one view, you're going to have a line in another. And then this guy comes across to meet his friend, because that's the little seat and this is the slot. So let's trim. I'm going to trim the circle part first. Boundaries, right click, select what you want to get rid of. Okay, right click, repeat trim. I am going to trim away this part because the little seat stops there. Okay, so those are my boundaries. Get rid of this, get rid of that. Okay, right click, repeat trim. It only needs to be in the front view. So now we have object lines and hidden lines, and there's one more kind of line we need to do, and that would be a center line. So we're going to switch to center. We're going to click on line. We're going to go find the center of that circle, bring it straight up, enter, click on line, bring it straight across, enter. And now you guys know we got to make the center line stick out, so offset 0.125. Click this line to the left, this line to the right, this line down, this line up, and then we just trim. We're going to pick these guys. And I'm just going to go ahead and pick all my boundaries and do this quick. Right click, click what I want to get rid of. Okay. Remove the lines that I use to offset the center lines. And now I can get rid of this now, and now it's time to dim center. Remember to go to annotate, click on this down arrow that points to nothing, click on modify, go to line, tell it OK, close, type in dim center, click on your circle, and there is your safety key.